Where are my tits? I have been on estrogen for a year now as of today, and I have no tits. They are supposed to be here by now, and they aren't here. Where are my tits?
Oh, it's the kid getting words. Podcast on blast, giving you the real talk, no holding back. Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can't Get Any Worse podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. How are we all today? I hope we're all well and just ripping into our whatever day you're fucking listening to this. You know what I mean? We went through it all last week, and my God, what a day it has been. And we're going to get to it, okay? We're going to fucking get to it. But before we do, let's rip into what this opening clip was all on about. My Lord, we have some shit going on in this one.
Where are my tits? I have been on estrogen for a year now as of today, and I have no tits. They are supposed to be here by now, and they aren't here. Where are my tits?
Jeez, they're angry. And I use the word they in full respect, okay? Imagine ringing customer service and going, yeah, hello, it's me. I ordered tits 12 months ago, and I still have not seen them come in. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? But that is a crazy world to get into, guys. I tiptoe around it, okay? I say it every now and then. Shout out to my LGBTQI plus community. See, it just rolls off the tongue now. That's how familiar I am with you folk. But don't fucking come at me, okay? But my God, I wonder if she's got a return policy on that. I hope she kept her receipt from Amazon or something. But yeah, we've got a lot going on with that video. But as I mentioned, a lot going on with my morning. As per usual, it's crazy, right? You guys probably listen to this and go, oh, you only work a 4-day week. You take a whole day off every week just to get this whole podcasting thing done and things like that. Surely you got enough time in your week. And then Monday rolls around every week and it just gets jam-packed with everything, you know? But like today, for example, this is why it's been chaotic, because last week Westy was supposed to have his athletics carnival at school, and we had a very rainy week here in southeast Queensland, so it got postponed. And we got an email on Friday, I think it was, and they're like, oh, Athletics Carnival is on Monday now. And I've gone, oh, you beauty. Now, usually Nikita is present for all the Athletics Carnivals and things like that. So I purely just dip my toe in the water. I go for a couple of events and I go, okay, that's too much talking to parents that I don't want to talk to. And it's too much time just standing out in the sun, just waiting for one of your kids' events to happen. But as I said, she'd arranged with her work to have the day off last week, but with the sports carnival moving to today, she couldn't reshuffle her days again, which left the full responsibility of that athletics day on my shoulders. It's huge, okay? Last week we had the uniform shop debacle. Now I'm getting put in charge of sports days. I didn't sign up for this, okay? Obviously, I'm joking. I fucking love being a parent. Wouldn't change it for the world. Yada, yada, yada. But I usually record this at about 9 a.m. in the morning, and it is just about to tick over to 12, which is it's going to leave me very flustered for time to get all this shit out to you guys. But if anyone can do it, it's this guy here, all right? It's going to be there. You guys are going to wake up on your Tuesday morning. It's going to be sitting in your library ready to go. But basically, I've got to lay down this sick track, and then I've got to race back to school because, again, a couple of weeks ago, Westy was supposed to get an award at the school chapel thing, and I forget what happened. Something happened. I think there was another storm, and they said it was too dangerous to have a chapel. I don't know what the big dog upstairs says about that. Like, come on, guys, stop being fucking pussies. I sacrificed my life for this shit. You can at least go to the chapel and worship me, okay? But my kids' school thought that it was too dangerous for them to walk from their classroom to the chapel, so they pulled the pin. And they said Westy was going to get his award during class. And we were like, okay. And he did get one award, but he didn't get the other one. And they sent an email this morning and they're like, hey, just letting you know, Westy's getting his award at chapel this afternoon. And I'm like, fuck me. So my day is just jam-packed. I might as well live at the school today. So I teed it up with Westy. He's got his last 2 events he's doing right now. And they're his 2 most hated events, shot put and something else. I don't even fucking remember. And he goes, Dad, you don't have to stick around for that. I'm not going to do good in them anyway. So I was like, buddy, you don't know how much you're helping me out right now. But shout out to Westy. This is the first year where he has like wanted to put in an effort at athletics carnival. My God, why did that not come out? And most of his like school sporting career has resulted in some thirds and things like that here. And it's like, oh my God, you're incredible, Westy. And this year he was just dialed in. He's like, nah, I want to make it to like districts and all that shit. And I'm like, okay, whatever you want to do, buddy, just try your best. You know what I mean? And this morning he came second in every event except for one, and he was fucking dirty on himself as well. He came fourth in the 100-meter sprint, and I was like, oh, buddy, it's going to be okay. But he was not happy about it, and I go, all right, I'll see you this afternoon for pickup. But we'll see how that goes down when he gets home this afternoon. But I said to him, I'm like, dude, you came second in like 5 other events or something. Ease off the brakes, okay? Everything is going to be okay. It's grade 4 athletics carnival. You've still got so many years left of school to go and rectify yourself. That's the other crazy thing that I fucking forgot about. My chaotic morning. I'm jumping all over the shop here. Sorry, guys. I'm a bit rattled and under the pump today. So get ready for some just absolute fucking nonsense coming out in this episode. But Friday afternoon, Westy, we threw Westy's sports shoes out, okay? They were a little bit tight and the sole was falling off and all that shit. They don't make shoes like they used to, you know what I mean, back in my day. But we threw them out on Friday, and Nikita and I said to each other, okay, the one job we have this weekend, go get Westy some new sports shoes. About 7 o'clock Sunday night rolled around, and we're getting Westy's uniform ready for tomorrow or today. And Nikita goes, fuck, we forgot the sports shoes. And I've gone, God damn it. So we had a quick Google, and Kmart opened at 7 a.m. this morning. So I've had to rush over there, try and find some shoes in his size, which anyone out there, Logan Home Kmart does not have a size 4 kids sports shoe, okay? If you were going there this afternoon going, fuck, I need to go there and get sports shoes this afternoon, they don't have it. So that resulted in me finding a size 4 kids shoe of like a different type, taking it to the women's shoe department, and getting a pair of white shoes there from the women's department. Now, did I come home and tell Westy these were lady shoes? No, I did not, because there is no chance he's going to rock up to his athletics carnival in women's shoes and just get fucking ridiculed by the rest of his class. But I was trying to calm him down as well, because he's like, oh, no, it's my fucking big day. I'm going to be running in shoes I'm not used to. Meanwhile, we went and bought him fucking like $80 pair of like proper athletic shoes with the spikes and shit on the bottom the other week. And Nikita and I are like, you're wearing these to like do roll or something in the morning, and then you're getting changed into them for the rest of the day. So calm your fucking farm, buddy. You know what I mean? But like I thought that was like the worst case scenario. Then I rocked up to school, and 2 of Westy's good mates forgot it was sports day and wore their formal uniform. God, did my heart fucking sink for them. It was absolutely, that's like one of my worst nightmares. Send your kid to school on like a free dress day or something in their like uniform. Oh God, my heart broke for them. I wanted to jump on the phone to their parents and stuff, but I thought that'd be weird if I was like, hey kid, what's your parents' phone number? But shout out to Westy, absolutely crushing it. I might give you a bit of an update next week as to where he came on those last 2 events. But yeah, before we rip into the next story, guys, let's crack this delicious can of kamikaze. Oh, listen to that crack. That is a crisp crack. I'm not going to lie. What do we got this week? We have Rainbow Gummy. This is up there with one of my favorite flavors, okay, guys? So I'm going to have a quick sip. Holy fuck, that is good. Jeez. I have had a couple of you reach out about like discount codes and all that shit. It's coming. I followed them up yesterday, Arvo, with an email. So once I do get all that, I'll post a story up, and it'll probably be in like my Instagram bio or something like that. So guys, if you're waiting to taste it, hold off until I get that discount code, because I think you guys get 10 or 15% or something like that off. So hold off until then and save yourselves a bit of money. I know I come on here every week and tell you guys how much of a broke piece of shit I am. So I can only assume that we're all in the same boat. Okay. You guys keep coming back because I'm some sort of relatable fuck, but, oh, my brain. Okay. Let me just give you a glimpse into my brain right now. It is It's all over the shop. It knows what stories are coming up and it's just trying to pick bits from the next story and go, oh, fuck, make sure you cover that. Oh, don't forget that. That was a pretty funny line that you thought of in the middle of the night last night, and opened your notes app and go, hey, say this on the podcast tomorrow because it's going to be fucking hilarious. But anyway, guys, let's take a deep breath together. You know what, guys? I got the itchiest fucking nose as well. My God. Let's do an exercise together, all right? You guys might be having a rough day as well. Let's all take a deep breath together and just calm those nerves, okay? Ah, yeah. Listen to that deviated septum just sniffle into your eardrums right now. Ah, God, that is good. But let's get on to some more school-related stories. Last Monday was also chaotic. I laid down the podcast. I thought I had the whole day to do what I had to get done. Nah. Like we just touched on. You fucking... Mondays immediately become my admin day, okay? And I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to start doing a 3-day week at work. God, the guys at work are not going to be happy about that. Do I cop some flack for working a 4-day week? And get this right, okay? I know a couple of the guys at work listen to this, so this is a big fuck you to those guys, okay? Everyone at that workplace works a 4-day week. It's just that they work Monday to Thursday and have Fridays off. But because I'm not there on Mondays, oh God, am I the worst person in the world? So that's just a quick fuck you to you guys. You know who you are. Some of you might be watching this on YouTube in the office right now. Some of you might have been ex-co-hosts on the show. Who knows? Maybe I need to hold these fuck yous to episode 250, which is coming up very quickly, I might add. But anyway, last Monday, school photos day at the boys' school. And we just knew it was going to be an absolute mess for Parker. He hates photos. He hates cooperating. He hates fucking everything. So we sent him to school. We tried to give him the big pump up, and he was in relatively good spirits. Let's just say that. And we get I think it was an email or a text or something from the school. They're like, look, we tried to get Parker to do his solo photo. It's a no-go. We can't get him to do it. We're like, okay, that's fine. Don't push him. And they go, we got him to be part of the class photo though. So we're like, great. At least he's going to be in the yearbook, you know? And then a couple of hours later, hey, we tried to get Parker to do the sibling photo with Westy, but absolutely no go, you know what I mean? And look, this upset Nikita a lot more than it upset me because sibling photos have always been weird to me, okay? It's always like the weird, like the album cover for Step Brothers, not the album cover, the like DVD cover of Step Brothers where they're just awkwardly like hugging each other from behind. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me, but Nikita wanted to get it. So I was like, yeah, whatever. So they go, yeah, he's not doing that either. So then they call me and they're like, look, do you want to come to school and try and calm Parker down because we have like a no refund policy? And I'm like, look, I get it. Like it doesn't really bother us at the end of the day. We don't want to push him and turn him off photos for like the rest of his schooling career. I'm like, if he's in the class photo, sweet, let's just roll with that. And they're like, oh, why don't you come down and have a chat to him? I'm like, okay, I got nothing on my plate. Let's go. So I cruise down to the school. I go to Parker's class and I pull him out and I start having a bit of a pep talk to him. And he's calmed down and I go, do you want to go get your photo taken with Westy? And he's like, oh, yeah, all right, let's go do it. And I'm like, fuck yes, we are fucking on here. So I roll down to the library where school photos are being held. And I say to the teacher there, I go, hey, I just had to bring Parker down here to get his photo with Westy. And she goes, oh, I've already sent Westy back to class. And I've gone, okay, this wasn't my idea. I got called by the office to come down here and try and get the photo taken. She's like, oh, okay, we'll have to get him back here then. And I've gone, okay, no worries. I'll just go sit over there with Parker until Westy comes back here. So I'm chilling there with Parker. He's still in somewhat good spirits. And I'm throwing the world at him. Parker, if you get this photo done, I'll get you some lollies on the way home. I'll buy you a Happy Meal on the way home. I'll fucking give you some inheritance when I die. Something like that. I'm throwing everything at him. And about 15, 20 minutes goes by. We're still sitting there. And as you could imagine, Parker's cooperation levels are starting to diminish. And I'm like, come on, P, it's going to be okay. And the office lady looks over at me. We make eye contact. I've given her a look as if to say, like, with my eyeballs, I didn't say this to her with my mouth, as if to say, hurry the fuck up. I can't hold this kid hostage for much longer. And she's looked at me with just a blank look in her eyes. I sit for another 5 minutes or so. And then I'm like, I think the office lady could tell that I was getting antsy. So she comes over to me and she goes, "Where's Westy?" And I've looked at her in fucking disgust. I could only imagine the look on my face. I go, "I don't know. You said you were going to get him back down here." And she's like, "Oh, I thought someone else was organizing it." I'm like, "I came here and I spoke to you." And then another 5 minutes later, Westy comes cruising down. And then we have to start the whole thing of trying to jump the queue of the line. And I'm like, all right, let's try and do this. At this stage, Parker's melting down. He doesn't want to do it. He's pushing shit out of the way, like the chair that people are sitting on. He's messing up the set. Like, it was just fucking absolutely chaos. And of course, like there's a queue of kids behind us and I end up just cracking the shits. And I'm like, nah, it's not happening. I go, abort mission failed. This isn't happening. And then we just ended up leaving. And they're like, "Oh, you won't get a refund." I'm like, I do not give a fuck. I will pay you double to get out of this awkward situation right now. So the only image that we will have of Parker in the yearbook this year is his school photo. And I said, "P, did you at least smile in that one?" And he goes, "Well, it's kind of funny because I thought they were taking the photo. So I put on a big smile and then I stopped smiling and then the flash went off." So I'm like, "How do you think you looked in the photo?" And he just put this like blank, depressed look on his face. And I'm like, perfect. I can't wait to see that in print and just frame that and put it behind us or something, you know? But another school story, somewhat school story. I'm a big advocate for hating homework, okay? I got put on homework duty again last week. I'm not the smartest cookie in the world, okay? And Westy had to get his homework done. So it's just me and him sitting at the table, arguing, trying to work out how to do this shit. And I'm a big believer of kids shouldn't get homework, okay? If you can't teach the kids in the allocated time of schooling period, that's not on me to like teach him shit, okay? Why is this now my problem? Why are you getting more than I'm getting paid a week to make me do your work, okay? I fucking hate it. So, and like the thing is, Westy's already smarter than me. So me sitting down trying to teach him shit just ends in me going back to school and going, "How'd you get that, Westy?" And then he'll break it down and I go, "Oh, fuck, that's really smart." Like the amount of times I've looked at him and said, "You're pretty smart, eh, Westy?" A 34-year-old man shouldn't be saying that to his 12-year-old son. No, he's not even 12. How old is 9? 9-year-old son. Where did I get 12 from? Anyway, I don't even know. But anyway, we're going through this argument and we get to the final task and it is how do I explain this? It's like it's a mathematical word search. So you've got to work out the equation, then you've got to find that equation in the word search. And Westy finds a couple and he gets over it. And I don't blame him. Like give the kids 5 questions or something, not like 30 equations to work out and then find them in a word search. Did my fucking head in. So I go, "All right, Westy, let's take a quick break." Now, this break was heavily reliant on me cheating the school system yet again. Did I cheat a fair bit at school? Potentially. Do I want the government to hear that and take my year 12 certificate off me? Go ahead, because I haven't used it once, okay? I've never been to a job interview and they've gone, "Mate, you've aced this interview. The last thing we've got to see is your year 12 certificate." And I go, fuck. But it is somewhere in a drawer. I don't know where. Mum's probably got it framed in a cupboard or something somewhere. And the other thing's a trade certificate. I've never been asked for my trade certificate. At this stage, I'm thinking apprenticeships are a waste of time as well, because not once have I been to a job interview and they've gone, "We need to see that certificate, buddy." I'm starting to believe that nobody actually has a trade certificate and we're all just a bunch of losers just trying to make these multi-million-dollar buildings come together at the end of the day. Anyway, Westy goes for a little walk and I go, "All right, let's make this a bit easier on everyone. Let's make this a bit easier on the family on a Sunday afternoon." So I get my good friend ChatGPT out of my pocket and I take a photo of the worksheet and I go, "Hey, this is my son's year 4 homework. Can you please solve all the equations and then find them for me in the word search and send me the image back with it all completed?" It goes, "No worries," thinks for like 10 seconds, shoots back this perfect image of like all the equations worked out, all the things circled in the word search. And I've gone, perfect. I go, "Westy, let's finish this homework and I set my phone off out of eyesight of Westy. And I go, how about I just fill out the next few and then you can take over at the end? And he goes, oh, okay. And I thought I was fucking Einstein at this point. I thought Westy was going to start giving me compliments. Like, holy fuck, Dad, you've been acing this homework lately. How'd you get so good at maths? So I start working out the first few, and I maybe got 3 done. And Westy just looks at me. He goes, Dad, they're all wrong. And I've gone, no, they're not. And he goes, yes, they are. And immediately I pull my calculator out of my pocket and I go, ChatGPT's fucked this one, hasn't it? So Westy, I go, what are they then? Westy, in like the blink of an eye, just works them all out. It was actually good because now he was like, he felt competitive to finish his homework and get them right. So in a way it worked well, but turns out my son is smarter than not only I, but he's also smarter than our AI overlords. So shout out to Westy for just fucking killing ChatGPT for me. Let's break out of that with another turns out it can get worse clip. Which one is this? Oh, this is a cracker, guys. Let's drag this bloke over. Hit play on this bad boy.
You got a tight little man pussy on you, don't you? It stinks. Nice and good.
Jesus Christ. Just a fat bloke dressed up as a bunny for those audio listeners, just saying that disgusting phrase. But it just blows my mind how some people just pick up a phone and go, yep, this is good content, and then just post that shit. The crazy thing is he's got more likes and comments than I've ever got on any of my posts. So maybe I'm the one doing it wrong. Who knows? All right. Let's get into a little bit of listener appreciation. I'll take another sip of this delicious kamikaze before we do. Oh, yeah, that's good shit. I was actually supposed to bring in a prop for this one, but in all the chaos, I've forgotten. But like I said, a bit more listener appreciation going on right here. As I've said countless times again, I genuinely fucking appreciate everyone that listens to this shit. And this year has blown my mind, the downloads and stuff going up, and just the amount of people coming back every week listening to me talk shit. But this shout out goes to a legend in particular. His name's James Gorman. So he lives up north. I forget his exact town. He did tell me, because when I said when I eventually pull my finger out and take the tour up there, free tickets to him and a couple of mates. So he shot me a message about a month ago or something when I first started talking about collecting cards. And he goes, oh, I've got a bunch of UFC cards in my cupboard that I haven't even looked at for like 2 years. He goes, do you want me to send them down for you and the boys? And I've gone, holy shit. Like, you guys know I hate receiving free shit off you guys. It makes me feel all awkward and weird inside. And I go, look, I appreciate it, but I can't do that. And he goes, no, 100%. I haven't looked at them. I'd rather you and the boys have them for a bit of fun. And I go, okay, let's fucking do it. And then he went to send them and he goes, I just found a bunch of AFL cards and NRL cards from back in the day as well. I'll throw them in there. And I'm like, sweet. So they rocked up this week. I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday or something. And holy fuck, did the boys and I have fun sorting through all those. There was fucking so many UFC cards, so many NRL and AFL cards, and we're just flicking through them. And there was one card in there in particular, absolutely blew my mind, okay? I'm a big Nathan Highmarsh fan, okay? I loved him back in the day, and I love him now on the Matty John show. Like, some people don't like him, but I've always just seen him as that big, lovable character in the footy scene, and I like how much flack he cops for never winning a premiership. So I was just always a Hindy fan. And I was flipping through the cards, and there's a cool card in there, like a numbered card of his retirement card. And it's insane. I haven't stopped looking at the thing. That's what I was supposed to bring in and hold up to the camera. So I think after this episode, I might bring that card in here and put it on a shelf somewhere. Pride of place, but that's a sick card. I reckon if Hindy's ever around, maybe I'll get him to throw a sneaky signature on it or something like that. But yeah, legitimately cool moment. Again, just blown away by one of you guys just going, hey, fucking, I got some shit. Now I want you to have it. It's insane to me. So thank you again. Shout out to that legend. All right, let's get back onto the kids' stories. This is a heavily kid-related episode, guys. Sorry for you guys that aren't parents, but hopefully you're getting some joy in my pain. Gonna take another sip. Oh, all that sentimental shit makes my throat dry, you know? Get all weird and squirmy in my chair. I'm going to readjust as I say that. But this was yesterday. I was getting the kids ready, and Nikita went to do groceries, so I was left on like getting the kids ready for the day, okay? Showers, teeth, getting them dressed, blah, blah, blah. And for those of us that for those of you that do have kids, you know that can be a pretty chaotic period. It sounds easy in theory. Hey, throw some clothes on, jump in the shower, brush your teeth. It should be done in like 10, 15 minutes. And not in our case, okay? I don't know if any of your kids are absolute nightmares at getting ready and shit, but they just get so distracted so easy. I'm like, they'll go and have their shower, and then they'll just be naked for like an hour later. Like I'll look in the kitchen 45 minutes later. Westy will be making a sandwich naked. Parker will be on his iPad naked. And I'm like, boys, put some fucking clothes on. Then like 10 minutes later, I see him with some undies or one sock on or something. And they're like, oh, we tried. That's all we can do. And I'm like, fuck me. So yesterday I do all the showers and shit. And much like I just said, nobody's dressed half an hour later. So I drag Parker in his room and I go, P, you got to get dressed. And he goes, oh, as if it's the biggest hassle in the world. And I've gone, brother, you wait until you're an adult. There's worse things than this. You could be putting high vis on every morning going, I fucking hate my life. Can anyone relate to me? I think so. But anyway, I'm in Parker's drawers. He's sitting on his bed putting his undies on. And I go, P, do you want to wear short pants or long pants today? No answer. And I ask him again. No answer again. So I look over to the bed. He's just looking at me blankly. And I asked for a third time. I'm like, P, I really don't want to keep going through this. I go, short pants or long pants? He just looks me dead in the eye and goes, Dad, I know how to read. And I've gone, what the fuck does that even mean? You know what I mean? I'm like, cool. That's an incredible achievement. I'm so fucking proud of you right now, but it is completely unrelated to the question I'm asking you. That's like fucking me asking him, I don't even fucking know. I can't even think of anything right now. But I go, okay, but do you want short pants or long pants? Didn't answer me again. Just gets up naked. I think he had undies on actually and runs out of his room. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, that's right. I do have a non-kid related story for you guys. This was actually just a random thought that popped into my head this week. And I'm like, that could be a bit of fun to riff out on the podcast and maybe... let's say the story first before I go and commit to making it a bit one day. But this also coincides, actually. This is another weird coincidence. This has happened twice now that I've jotted down in my run sheet to talk about someone. And then Ty Avery, the legend over at the Rosewood Walk podcast, releases an episode the same week about the same topic. So he released an episode today, one of his Gone But Not Forgotten episodes, I believe they're called. Sorry if I'm wrong, Ty, where he basically like captures the life of someone who's passed away. And today's episode was Kobe Bryant. So go give that a listen if you're chasing a podcast to listen to this week. But Westy was watching basketball clips on the weekend, and I was sitting beside him just listening but not listening, you know what I mean? And he was watching this clip of people from my generation or older going to kids like Westy's age, and they're just asking him the question, like, if you scrunch up a piece of paper and throw it in the bin, or you make a shot at basketball, they're like, do you say anything after you make the shot? And they're like, yeah, Kobe. And they're like, it was just so cool to see that the younger generation, even though they would have never seen Kobe play, it's just in our genetics to just say Kobe as you're doing a fadeaway. And just cool to see that he's left such a legacy on the younger generation. And then I just started to like think of how that all eventuated, because I'm highly skeptical that Kobe ever said Kobe as he sunk a shot, you know? Like, surely he didn't fucking shoot a winning shot and then just look at the crowd and go Kobe. That would be psychotic behavior. But I mean, at the end of the day, Kobe was that kind of psycho. It wouldn't surprise me. Like, and it just made me think, like, we paint Kobe almost as if he's a Pokemon. Like, that's the only thing that Kobe can say is his own name. He's like a fucking Pikachu. Oh, like Kobe. How do you think that game went? Kobe. You're up against a very vicious opponent tonight. How are you going to get the win? Kobe. It's fucking weird. We almost make him sound retarded. Oh, God. That's no hate against that community, okay? You guys know I love you as well. But it's made me start to think that, Like, I want to try and get that trending in the comedy world. You know what I mean? Like, someone nails a joke, they just go, Jimmy. Oh, God, that was fucking horrible. Okay, now that I've said that out loud, I'm definitely not turning that into a bit or doing anything with that, okay? Let's break out of that dog shit with another turns out it can get worse clip. Which one is this? I think it's this bloke. Hopefully it's this bloke. Otherwise, my run sheet's fucked. Let's hit play.
How much jizz does a gay man have? Well, that'd be a buttload.
Awesome. That is an incredible joke. I could have used that at a few gigs this week, you know what I mean? But just pure, stupid, childish sense of humor right there. And I love it. You know what I mean? That is a good joke. So I wish I thought of it. And I'm not giving that guy any credit. I reckon he's seen that on TikTok or something and just fucking pulled his phone up and recorded himself and is now taking full credit on the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. Let's rip into my week in comedy. But before we do, I'm taking another sip of this delicious kamikaze. Get around it, guys. Rainbow gummy. Delicious. It's good as well. I thought I was going to be somewhat, what's the word? Can't think of the word. Why does this always happen on the podcast? Like, I thought I was going to think some flavors were good and then think the other flavors were shit. And it was going to worry me to sit on here and like drink it and be like, oh, these are incredible, guys, if I didn't actually like them. But I ranked all my flavors from like favorite to least favorite. In saying that, they're all fucking great flavors. Like, I'll genuinely drink each flavor on the podcast. But you know when you get like one that's a bit better than the other? So I ranked them thinking that everyone would be the same as that. Now, Adrian has jumped on the kamikaze train as well. He's a bit of a fucking energy drink fiend, such as myself. And our lists are almost like reversed for each other. So all my favorite flavors are at the bottom of his list, and all the ones at my bottom are at his top. That sounded sus when I said that out loud. But it just goes to show that there is going to be a fucking flavor in this range that appeals to whatever you're into. So, oh my God. That I tried to turn away to cough out of the mic, but I just turned more into the mic. It's podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. That is podcasting. That is why I'm a top tier podcaster in the world of podcasting. But anyway, my week in comedy. I plugged a gig last week at Lemak's at Wollongabba, and the curse continues. I still haven't done the room because I just got this weird feeling in my stomach the morning of the gig. I've done some comedy shows on Origin nights before, and they've been pretty dismal. So I got this weird feeling in my stomach that the show wasn't going to be on. So I messaged the room runner, and I go, hey, is tonight still happening with Origin and all that? And he goes, oh, fuck, I forgot to message you. No, it's been postponed till next week. So shout out to them. Lucky I didn't drive all the way to Wollongabba. But unfortunately, as I said, the curse continues because I can't actually do this week because it is Parker's birthday on Wednesday. So I need to be around to do dad duties. So I will get there one day. But almost like a light at the end of the tunnel. That conversation went down. And then about half an hour later, I get a message from another room runner. They go, hey, what are you up to on Friday and Saturday? I'm like, oh, I've got something Saturday, but I'm free Friday. And they go, oh, my MC's just pulled the pin on both those gigs. Do you reckon you could come and do some fill-in MC work for me on Friday up at the Sunny Coast? And I've gone, you betcha. Paid comedy work, I'll drive fucking anywhere for. So every time I go to the Sunny Coast, I book the gig and I'm excited. I'm like, fuck yeah, Sunny Coast gig. This is going to be sick. And then I hit that afternoon traffic and regret it instantly. Like Friday afternoon took me 3 hours to get from fucking Logan to Budrum. It was insane. I was so angry. But I was so I ended up getting there. The show started at 7. I think I walked in the room at 7:25. But I was obviously keeping the room runner posted. I'm like, oh, I'm here. This is my ETA, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, don't stress. We'll just kick off whenever you get here. So I basically walked in from the car, up the stairs, straight on stage. No time for a piss, no time to get a drink, just straight on there. And to be honest, I had 3 hours to think of what I was going to say up there. But because I was so pissed off with the traffic, it did not enter my mind once to go, hey, what are you going to say up there, dickhead? So I just had to go on there and come up with shit on the fly. Like, obviously, I got all my jokes. I just had to work out which ones I was doing where and blah, blah, blah. And as I was walking to the stage, the room runner goes, look, we've got a bunch of comedians. I think there was like 15 comedians on the lineup. He goes, don't feel like you need to do more work than you need to. He's like, if you've got them humming, bring the first act on. So I'm like, okay, sweet. Went up, addressed the traffic situation straight off the bat, became familiar with the crowd quickly. They're into it. They're loving it. Dropped the first joke, crushes. And I'm like, fuck, we are on here. Drop the second joke, crushes again. And I'm like, I might be able to get out of this just dropping 3 jokes off the bat. Drop the third one and it crushes as well. And I'm just thinking in my head, I feel like I've stolen money tonight, okay? This is way too fucking easy. The crowd was unreal. So I got to do 3 little mini sets because usually with a comedy show, you got 1 break in the middle. This comedy show had 2 breaks for whatever reason. So I had to pump the crowd up after each break and obviously bring the acts on after each other. And yeah, it was cool. And the few people out of the crowd came up to me after and just said fucking good job and blah, blah, blah. A couple of them asked about the podcast because I plugged it at the end. So if you guys are listening, I appreciate you guys for jumping on and giving me another little crack after Friday. But yeah, made the drive worth it. So also made another little reel and posted it. That was just an on-the-fly reel that I was like, hey, this is a bit of fun. Let's just fucking throw this into the stratosphere and see what happens. But put a reel up of me driving mum's car to a gig again, and it did better than most of my usual content. So it blows my mind away that I can pull my phone out of my pocket, do a 30-second fucking record on the fly, post it, and everyone loves that more than like my sit down and edit for hours clips and shit like that. So I think I'm probably going to start doing a bit more of that. It seems like that's what the people want, just raw, authentic, talk to camera shit. And some of you guys might get a double up of that because some of the shit that I might record, I'll probably talk about on the podcast the following week. But you got to do it for the socials, guys. You got to fucking do it for the socials. But anyway, the last gig of the week, God, was it a fucking big one. I went to AlphaFest at Sandstone Point on Saturday for like the full day. It was fucking insane. First things first, credit where credit's due. The Alpha blokes know how to throw an event. That has been the first event of theirs that I've ever been to, and it was insane. Like from start to finish. Well, I wasn't there for the finish. I left about 5-6 o'clock, somewhere around there. And but that whole time leading up to that, it was just like a flawless event, okay? And it was a super surreal and weird feeling because the amount of people in the crowd that came up to me and they're like, just giving me this weird look. They're like, hey, have you got a podcast? And I'm like, yeah, it's like the world's smallest podcast. They're like, yeah, we've seen your clips and shit on Instagram or TikTok. And I'm like, what is going on right now? Even a couple of people came up and they're like, oh, my fucking brother or my mate sent me this reel of yours. It was funny as fuck. And I'm like it blew my mind. Like genuinely, that has never happened to me before of just random people being like, oh, fuck, we know you from somewhere. It was like a real holy shit moment of fucking what is going on right now. But I mean, that crowd was probably the one that was going to do it the most because they were all podcast listeners just gathered together for that event. So then the real moment happened because, as we all know, I put my name in the bucket. So Buster Kirby from the Two Flogs podcast, he was doing like a Kill Tony ripoff of everyone put their name in a bucket and you get the chance to go and do a minute on stage in front of that crowd, which is insane. Like I had a couple of conversations with some comedy mates that signed up to it this week and they were all saying the same thing to me. They're like, look, is this going to be a train wreck? And I'm like, I honestly don't know. I've never been to one of the events and we're just talking to each other. We're like, look, a comedy room is like a small, tight, dingy little room, perfect sound, perfect lighting. And this one is an open field in the middle of the day, fucking no lighting, nothing. It just screamed everything to be a train wreck. And instantly, actually before all that, I was struggling to get a minute ready, okay? I'd always wondered how I'd go on Kill Tony getting a minute joke ready because all my shit is story-based. So most of my jokes go for like a minute and a half to 2 minutes each. And I found 2 jokes that I could sandwich together to make the minute. Or I have one other joke that goes for a minute exactly. And I told Nikita, I was going to do the 2 smaller jokes. I told Nikita before I left and she's like, I probably wouldn't do those. And I was like, fuck. Just started fucking with my head straight away. And then I thought about it and I'm like, she's 100% right, because the first joke heavily relies on the crowd to see like my face close up, because it's about the gap in my teeth. Obviously, in a crowd of 5,000 people and they're like 10 meters away from the stage, probably wasn't going to fucking work. So glad I listened to her. I get to the gig and Curb goes, look, we had like 22 people or something sign up and only 12 of you guys rocked up. He's like, do you guys have like a minute and a half to 2 minutes that you can stretch to? And instantly everyone's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I'm just going, I struggled to find a joke that would fit a minute. And I was like, I already had that joke in my head. That's the one I was going to say. So I didn't want to like go and find another one. So I was like, fuck, all right, let's get one of those short jokes and just tack it on the end of my minute joke. And straight away, that's when the panic started to kick in. I don't know why. That was the most nervous I've been in a long time. And I think it was just like the crowd, the change on the fly, I felt a lot of pressure for whatever reason. And the gig started. First few comedians fucking crushed. And I was like, holy shit, this is actually going to be a sick gig. And then my name got pulled out of the bucket. And I'm like, all right, it's fucking go time. So I opened up on my retroverted uterus joke and it destroyed. I was fucking stoked with it. Now, the joke I was following that up with was the toilet paper cum joke. Now, this was an all ages event. So I knew this was going to be tiptoeing the line, but I'm like, I have to do it. This joke gets a big laugh in every single room. If this fucking hits here, it is going to be the most unreal feeling of my life. So I'm like, all right, I know it's risky, especially with the kids around. And I started it. I did the setup and Curb jumps on the mic straight away. He's like, I can't let you finish that. He goes, there's fucking kids and families here. And I've gone, oh, that's fair enough. And the crowd just fucking erupts. And I've looked at Curb and he's looked at me. And I've gone, what do you reckon? Do we run it? And the crowd cheers again. And Curb just puts his mic down. He goes, all right, go for it. And I dropped the punchline. Oh my God, that feeling was fucking insane. The laughter that joke got felt so fucking good. And then we went to the panel. The panel was all pumping me up. They're like, great set, blah, blah, blah. And they gave the podcast a shout out in front of all those people, which was absolutely insane. I don't know if any of you guys jumped on that were at the festival. If you did, shoot me a message. But yeah, absolute unreal feeling. And then I knew I had 2 bites at the cherry because Knuckles from the Proper True Yarn podcast was there. Also the owner of Knucklebet. Shout out to Knucklebet. They were doing a thing where you could go to their little tent, tell your story, and if it's good enough, they'll get you on stage later in the day to tell it on stage in front of the people again. So I told the home invasion story with a couple of punch-ups that I did in the solo show to make it like funny at the same time, and ended up getting selected for that as well. So I got a second time on stage. The crowd was even bigger by that time of the afternoon. And I ended up finishing second in that little competition, which was awesome. But yeah, just overall a fucking insane day. And on the drive home, I was just like reflecting on the whole thing because I was on a fucking high. And I was just thinking about the whole thing. And when I broke it down, that is the closest I've ever felt to my ridiculous, unrealistic dream of selling out Suncorp. Like, I was standing in the middle of a giant festival stage, thousands of people in front of me, just making them laugh. It was fucking insane. So shout out to the Alpha Blokes and everyone else that put that show on. I dare say they'll be doing it again. It was a sick day. So let's play our last Turns Out It Can Get Worse clip for the episode. Drag this over if it wants to cooperate. There we go. All right, hit play on this bad boy.
Hey everyone, Logan Drake here. Just finished an amazing shoot with Ashley Ace. Thank you so much, Ashley. What did you think of our day together?
It was amazing.
I certainly had a lot of fun. So stay tuned. You're going to see all the hot content. It's coming soon. Later, everyone.
Bye.
Jesus, just a gross couple carrying on about their OnlyFans shoot for about 40 seconds, which it's pretty impressive. That's probably longer than the shoot actually lasted for. So shout out to those guys. If anyone's got the link to that, keep it to yourselves because I don't want to see that gross shit. All right. Things I've consumed this week. I need to find a better name for this segment. Any ideas from you guys, shoot them through. First thing I wanted to touch on was spoke about the Kevin Hart roast a couple of weeks ago. And my God, has that been receiving some backlash from from everyone, really. Not only the comedy community of comedians turning against comedians, but general fucking like everywhere has hated this roast, and they're just like, oh, it's racist, it's disgusting, people shouldn't have said that shit on stage, blah, blah, blah. And Kevin Hart jumped on our podcast last week and he fucking defended it to the T. He said everything that every comedian was thinking is like, it's a fucking roast. It is what it was meant to be. Just offensive jokes said in the most offensive way possible. It's exactly what a roast is meant to be. But full respect to Kevin Hart for coming up, defending all the comedians, just going, no one has, like, yes, you can be pissed off at the joke or whatever, but you don't need to go and try and cancel people for saying this or saying that. And even the podcast host was like, why didn't you jump up and like defend this or defend that? And he's like, where do I draw the line then? Do I get up after every person and go, oh, this joke wasn't funny because of that, or that joke wasn't funny because of that? He's like, that's not comedy. Like, those jokes would have been funny to some people and not funny to the others. Like, you guys would have laughed at some jokes and not some of the others. So comedy needs more of that, I think. Just not throwing each other under the bus and just going, hey, some things aren't for everyone. And to be honest, those things in the comedy community, those are the best things. When you're watching one of your mates on stage and he's bombing his dick off saying some absolutely horrendous shit, that's what I live for. That is my favorite part of comedy. So shout out to Kevin Hart again. I know fucking the comedy community hates him for whatever reason. I'm a huge Kevin Hart dick rider, so shout out to the legend. Other thing I watched, Desley Robinson retains her titles in Texas yesterday. Shout out to her. Absolutely great effort. She came out after, said she's been battling with tonsillitis for the last week or so and still looked fucking elite. So absolute savage, bringing those belts back to Logan. And I think there's nothing else to say, but it's just time to make that K. Scott fight happen. Time to unify those belts and see who's the best middleweight woman in the world. So I think that MVP card yesterday took out the attendance record for that arena, which is crazy because they said like Floyd Mayweather fights that happen there, WWE events, yada, yada, yada. And to think that an MVP card with all just women beat all that, crazy to think. So shout out to Desley Robinson again. Blows my mind the support she's put behind this stupid little podcast. So yeah, get around her, guys. See what's up for her next. NBA, fully addicted to this, guys. Now, it's ridiculous. Game 7 happened yesterday between the Spurs and Thunder. And, someone didn't turn notifications off this week. Let's quickly turn them off real quick because we do have a couple more to touch on. And that was my camera. So I dare say that car's going to drive back past again. But yeah, huge Game 7 yesterday between those two. And my God, did I want the Thunder to lose. I know the Thunder's copped a lot of hate, and I didn't get it at the start, okay? I've only jumped on the NBA the back end of the year, and I did think that SGA was a good player until I've started to watch him in this final series. My God, he is frustrating to watch. Just milking those fucking fouls is ridiculous. So I wanted them to go down. And Wemby he's fucking unreal, okay? He is 7 foot tall, 22 years old. Insane. I saw a statistic yesterday of the core 3 of the Spurs are all under 23. So if you can keep those 3 together, doing what they're doing at the moment, my God, they could build something special. So it has made me so much more excited for the final series now of Knicks versus Spurs. I am absolutely down for it. And look, I'm a sports fan, but 90% of me liking sport is the story, okay? My God, let me paint the story of this one. I think I touched on it a little bit last week, so I won't bang on it about it too much, but the Knicks story is nuts. I'm here for it. I hope they fucking take this shit out. Just the story around Jalen Brunson. No one wanted him. The Knicks took him. He took a pay cut so they could recruit some better players to play with him, things like that. And he is just out there proving everyone fucking wrong. He's small. He's not meant to be in the NBA. And he is just taking this whole year on his shoulders going, let's fucking do this. The Knicks haven't won a championship since 1973. The last time they were in a final series was 1999. And in that 1999 series, Jalen Brunson's dad was in it. Holy fuck. It's a movie. This is absolute fucking cinema, guys. New York is going nuts right now. There's extra police everywhere, like trolling the streets because New York is going nuts for this team. And look, at the end of the day, I genuinely don't care. I like both these teams for both reasons. Like Wemby is probably my favorite player at the moment, but that Knicks and Jalen Brunson story, God, it would be fucking. It'd be a storybook ending if they can get this done. So sports is just basically reality TV for men. Speaking about reality TV for men, this is what I'll leave you guys on. I am tossing around the idea of doing the first podcast watch party, okay? I'm thinking the Conor McGregor UFC card. Local pub somewhere here in southeast Queensland, whether it be Brisbane, Gold Coast, Logan, somewhere around there. I reckon a bunch of us get together. We watch the fights together and just have a sick fucking Sunday afternoon watching some UFC and just fucking having a chat with each other. So the Conor card feels perfect. As you all know, I'm the biggest Conor dick rider there is. There is a high chance when his music hits on the day, I will be a blubbering mess at a local pub and all you guys can just look down on me and go, holy fuck, he's not joking every week when he says he has plenty of mental issues going on in that head of his. But I completely, I'm putting this out there and I completely understand the realistic expectation of probably 3 people rocking up. I get that. And to be honest, that still sounds like a fucking sick time to me. So I don't know. I think it could be fun. I might even throw it up in my stories this week or next week and just do a bit of a poll on the stories of who would actually be keen. I know a bunch of you guys don't even live near this region, so I do not expect you to travel for it. But if you are around the southeast Queensland area, it'll be a fucking sick afternoon, I reckon. So obviously, it won't be fucking ticketed or anything like that. Just come to the pub and watch the fights. It'll be fucking sick. Might even tie in a bit of a Knucklebet tie-in. Who knows? Maybe the Can't Get Any Worse watch party sponsored by Knucklebet has a ring to it. I don't know. Speaking about Knucklebet, had a good chat with the boys on Saturday at AlphaFest. Might be a few more opportunities opening for myself and incorporating them in it as well around the boxing world and the IBC world and things like that. So stay tuned for that because that is all just dreams and fucking aspirations at this point. So if anything comes of that, you guys will be the first to know. But exciting times. Anyway, guys, things to plug this week. I have no gigs this week, and to be honest, I'm going to find that quite refreshing. The Friday gig to the Sunny Coast and AlphaFest absolutely zapped my energy. I did not expect that. But I know I've said countless times I need to knuckle down on this solo show and things like that. Telling the home invasion story on Saturday definitely put things into perspective of I've completely forgotten how that solo show's gone. So this week is just well and truly going to be dialed down to reaching back out to venues that have said, let's do it, and just firming those dates up. Because I think the only one that is genuinely in concrete is Gundawindi. The rest are all just hey, let's fucking do it here or there. So I'm going to pin them down this week, and I need to start pushing that shit out there and selling tickets if we are going to hit the dates that we're thinking. But next week I'll make up for it. I think I've got 3 gigs next week. I've got 2 podcasts coming out next week, the solo and the UFC White House breakdown. So there will be plenty of shit coming for you guys, and no doubt I'll have a throw-in gig this week somewhere. But I genuinely appreciate all you guys. Like I said, any of you that did fucking meet me at the gig at the Sunny Coast and said you're going to jump on the pod, anyone at AlphaFest that said they're going to jump on the pod, and just you absolute legends that keep coming back every single week. I appreciate you all. If you want to get in touch with the show, send submissions via DM on Instagram at Can't Get Any Worse Podcast, or shoot me a DM, or God, I fucked that up, didn't I? Or shoot me an email at can'tgetanywOrsePod@gmail.com. I appreciate you all, and I will see you later.